Historical figures who got instant karma. Marcus Licinius Crassus. It's 53 BC, and Marcus Licinius Crassus stands at the edge of the eastern frontier, staring into the lands of the Parthian Empire. He is already one of the most powerful men in Rome, a member of the first triumvirate alongside Julius Caesar and Pompey. His wealth is unmatched, he's made fortunes off real estate, politics, even disasters. But none of it satisfies him. Because in Rome, money isn't everything. Glory is. And while Caesar is conquering Gaul and Pompey is celebrated as a war hero, Crassus is seen as the lesser man. So, despite warnings from his advisors and bad omens from priests, he decides to invade Parthia anyway. Not for Rome, but for himself. At first, the campaign seems manageable. But then, everything unravels at the Battle of Carrhae. His army is lured deep into the desert, cut off from water, and surrounded by Parthian horse archers who never stop firing. Arrows blot out the sky. His soldiers are picked apart from a distance with no way to respond. Then, his son is killed, his severed head displayed to break Roman morale. Panic spreads. The invincible Roman army collapses. Crassus tries to negotiate, hoping to salvage what's left of his dignity. Instead, he's captured and executed. And in one final act of cruel irony, the man obsessed with wealth is mocked in death. Stories claim molten gold is poured down his throat. The man who chased glory, ends up remembered for his greed. Blackbeard. It's 1718, and Blackbeard has turned himself into a living nightmare. His real name is Edward Teach, but almost no one calls him that anymore. Instead, they whisper about the massive man with a wild black beard, who ties lit fuses into his hair before battle so smoke surrounds his face like something out of hell. Ships surrender without a fight. Crews abandon cargo just to survive. Blackbeard doesn't just rely on violence, he understands fear. He builds a reputation so terrifying that most battles are won before they even begin. For years, he dominates the seas, taking what he wants, when he wants, and walking away untouched. But power like that attracts attention. And eventually, the British government decides enough is enough. Lieutenant Robert Maynard is sent to hunt him down, leading to a final confrontation at the Battle of Ocracoke Inlet. When the fight begins, it looks like every other encounter. Blackbeard boards the enemy ship, expecting quick victory. But this time, it's a trap. Soldiers emerge from hiding below deck. The tide instantly turns. A brutal fight breaks out at close range, gunshots, blades, chaos. Blackbeard refuses to go down, taking multiple gunshot wounds and deep cuts while continuing to fight. But even legends have limits. Eventually, his body gives out. He collapses, and his reign ends right there on the deck. His head is later cut off and displayed as a warning. The man who used fear to control the seas, becomes a symbol meant to scare others. Adolf Frederick. It's February 1771, and Adolf Frederick is enjoying life exactly the way he likes it, comfortably. As King of Sweden, he's known less for political power and more for his love of food. Unlike rulers obsessed with conquest or legacy, Adolf Frederick prefers the simple pleasures, rich meals, long dinners, and indulgence. On this particular evening, he sits down for what seems like a normal royal feast. But normal, for a king like him, means excess. Dish after dish is brought out, lobster, caviar, smoked meats, sauerkraut, champagne flowing freely. The table is endless, and he keeps eating. But the highlight of the meal is dessert, his favorite. Semla. Sweet buns soaked in milk. He eats one, then another, then another. By the end of the night, he's consumed an unbelievable amount, reportedly 14 servings on top of everything else. What started as indulgence quickly turns dangerous. His body can't handle it. Soon after the meal, he begins to feel severe discomfort. That discomfort turns into a medical crisis. And within hours, the king is dead. No assassination. No war. Just excess taken too far. The ruler who lived for pleasure. is undone by it in the most absurd and immediate way imaginable. Maximilien Robespierre. It's 1794, and Maximilien Robespierre stands at the peak of power during the French Revolution. Once a voice for equality and justice, he has transformed into something far more dangerous. As a leading figure of the Reign of Terror, he believes that violence is necessary to protect the revolution. Anyone suspected of opposing it, whether truly guilty or not, is executed. Day after day, the guillotine falls. Thousands are killed. Fear spreads across France, and no one feels safe. Because under Robespierre's rule, the line between justice and paranoia has completely disappeared. But eventually, the fear he created turns back on him. His allies begin to realize that if he can accuse anyone of treason, then no one is safe, not even them. So they act first. Robespierre is arrested, and chaos erupts that night. In the confusion, he's shot in the jaw, whether by his own hand or someone else's, no one knows for sure. By the next day, he's barely able to speak, his face shattered. And then, without ceremony, he's taken to the guillotine, the very machine he used to execute so many others. The blade falls, and just like that, it's over. The man who ruled through fear, is consumed by it. The system he built, delivers his final sentence.